Would you like to know what you can do in Alora in just one day? Stick with me and you'll find out. Hi, I'm Daniel Laplander. Today I'm in Alora. Alora is a little whitewashed village in the center of the Malaga province, just nestled into beautiful mountains, and you'll see the beautiful features that you have around here. Today I've been invited by the director of the museum to come and see her personally. She's going to show me around Alora. This was because I asked for a little permission to see the castle, and they'd seen my channel, my episode at Nistan, and they wanted to see me, so I feel honored. So let's see what they can show me around here. Also, I'm working on a little playlist when it comes to whitewashed villages here in Andalusia, so why don't you have a look at this? There's a little banner coming up here now. You can click that and go to the playlist of the whitewashed villages here in the area. So come with me and explore Alora. We're going to start off our tour in the museum here, so come on inside. So this is a cool little museum. It shows you all the way from prehistoric times up to modern times. So don't miss this little museum. It's very small, but well worth having a look at. church here is absolutely awesome. It's much bigger than you would think. It's surprisingly big, and the guide here was telling me that these stones here are hewn locally in the quarries locally here, and the gilded front piece there was donated by kings in the 16th century, and the wooden ceiling is absolutely amazing. You look at the size of these pillars and everything. Wow. And it's if you come here in the summertime, it can be very warm outside. This is nice and cool inside, so it's a nice bit of a break midday from the beating sunshine. So we're gonna have a look here at this street. This was actually the entrance up to the castle. The whole castle reached all the way up from that big hill over there all the way down here. So it was actually very big, and this was the castle gate back in the day. And here you have the Arab quarters. This whole area here is the Arab quarters, the Muslim quarters. So we're gonna go and have a look at that on the way up to the castle. Guy. Hey. Hey. You kitty. Hey. Wow. Got a lot of flies there, huh? Hello. Got a little friend here. Hey. Oh, swarming with flies. Hey guy. Hey. Hey. You little guy. Yeah, I know. So the castle has a lot of history. It dates back to the 9th and the 10th century, where the Visigoths came and the Iberians. They constructed this. I'm not an historian, but this arch here, for instance, that you saw earlier on, is the only one of its type in the Western world. And here in the top part of the castle you have a cemetery. They're currently excavating a little bit there. Really cool. I wanted to explain something to you. This here was actually the main nave of a church. And you see this tower here? That was actually the church tower. But the middle part, the middle ship, was destroyed during an earthquake. And but this here is actually a really old Gothic church. Or this is a chapel at the minute, but it was a Gothic church. And it's actually older than Notre Dame. So it's got a few years on it. You can actually come to Alora by train, so you would stop here at the train station and you can take a bus all the way up into town afterwards, so you don't actually need to have a car to get here, so big plus. So I'm here with the director of the museum, Maria Jose, and I would like to know from you, why should you visit Alora?
Alora is a beautiful town and is a good place for visit and discovery.
Yeah, you have a lot of things to discover here. It's a lot of history, a lot of flavor, and this is a genuine town. It's got a nice town feeling to it. So thank you so much, Maria Jose, for taking me around, showing me the castle and the church and everything else around here, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for you, okay, and for your canal.
All right, thanks. So as you can see, a lot of people are hanging around, having a glass of beer, some tapas in the central squares. But I'm actually going to go to a restaurant and have something called Sopaperota. And it's a traditional vegetable soup from here, from this area. And so it's going to be yummy. Come on. So that was closed. But never mind, things like that happen. If you're in Alora and you want to eat there, go ahead. But if it's closed, or if, like me, you have a motorbike that you can move around with, you can come here to this little place, which is about 2 or 3 kilometers outside of town. It's called Los Caballos, Restaurante Los Caballos. And I've been recommended by several people to eat here, so let's try it out. It's quite full here. I don't know if I can get a table. So I've been asked to wait for half an hour before I get in here because it's full. So here in Alora you have a particularly interesting soup. It's called Sopaperota. This Sopaperota actually came about a long time ago, when the workers in the field would bring bread. They would just bring a piece of bread, and the landowner would bring whatever was available in the season. Like, it could be oranges, it could be vegetables, or whatever was in season, and they would make a soup. And this soup is traditional now, traditional dish from Alora, which has become known in the whole of Spain. So I'm going to try it for the first time actually. And also I've asked for a glass of wine, a local wine called Vega del Geva. So you can see here. And let's see what that's like. Wow, that's a really nice and fruity wine. It's not very strong, but it's not sweet either. It's dry, but it's funny, very fruity, kind of honey-based flavor. I really like this wine. This was an excellent wine. Wow. Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. Nice. Cheers. Alright. A huge bowl of Sopaperota has arrived. It's absolutely immense. And the way that you eat this is that you take a spoon, just squash it up, get a big spoonful of it, and then a piece of orange. Wow. Just a mushed up bread. This is hearty. I don't know, I am for sure not going to be able to eat all of this. I don't know how to describe it, but it's the broth that has soaked the bread is probably some type of I don't know if it's a chicken broth or what it is, but it's got a mix of onion in it and potatoes and peppers and things like that on top. Try some local flavors when you're out traveling. Always try to get. I mean, this wouldn't be anything that I normally would choose. I mean, I would never have a little piece of orange and eat in between the bites of this soup. This is something local and it's a new experience. You might not look at a menu and think, well, what else can I eat from, you know, chips and chicken or whatever you eat at home. But try to get the local flavors from the places that you go to. And you won't be disappointed. I mean, you might not like everything that you order, but at least you've said you've eaten it. You know, it's like back home in Lapland, we eat surströmming, and it's like a fermented herring. As you can see in one of my other episodes, I'll put a little link up there as well to that video. But you could say that you've eaten it. You could say that you tried it, you might not like it, but you've tried it. And this I recommend to everybody that travels. Try the local food. Now, if you come to Alora, you have to come to this place here. This is called El Caminito del Rey, and it's the little path of the king. This was actually built in 1901. Well, it began in 1901, because of the construction of a hydroelectric station, the first one actually built in Spain, as far as I understand. And as you see, there is a little path going up the mountainside, and you cross this little bridge, and there's about 100-meter fall down into the water below. It's absolutely gorgeous here, very dramatic. If you want to have a visit here and walk up on that pathway, you're gonna have to reserve it. So just go to the website of the Caminito Del Rey and reserve. Sometimes you have to reserve months beforehand, so be well prepared for that. So this is so dramatic. You have vultures and eagles circulating above here sometimes. I've been here a lot because I like to camp out, and this is an absolutely gorgeous area. I'm gonna see if I can get up there and show you in some later episode, but that's gonna have to be an excursion for a whole day because it takes time to record. Anyway, I'm gonna head back on to Alora now and see if I can get some beautiful nighttime shots, just the sunset over the town. So come on back with me. So with this fantastic view here over Alora and the last rays of the sun over the mountains, I'm going to say goodbye. But if you've liked this video, then please click subscribe if you haven't done so already, and give it a little like. I would really appreciate that. And also, why don't you give me a little comment to see what you would like to see in the future videos, or what you liked from this video, or something that you didn't like. I'm open to suggestions. So until the next one. Would you like to know what you can do in Córdoba? Hi, I'm Daniel Laplander. Today I'm in Istan. So as you can see, and it's kind of a vegetable soup which is very traditional from this area. So as you can see here behind me, there is a little walk path, a little this was actually restored, sorry. You can actually go and visit this. This was renovated. So with this fantastic view here over Alora. Alora is a little whitewashed village in the center of the Malaga province, just nestled into the mountains, and it's one of those